Hello, everyone. My name is Nina Jönsson, and I'm from Sweden. I live in the south of Sweden. As you might know, Sweden is a very long country. There are many miles from north to south, so I live in the very south. I've worked as a teacher for more than 30 years, and I have cooperated with your teacher. We got to know each other maybe 10 years ago or something like that. So we've known each other for quite a long time. I teach English, Swedish, and history. Mainly Swedish nowadays because I work at a usual school, but I take care of students who have difficulties in learning. So I don't have any huge classes. I just have smaller groups and also teach individual lessons.
Okay. Thank you so much, Nina. Students, many of you actually are not aware of this great teacher from Sweden. So I have a few words to describe about the greatness of Nina. She is one of my best friends in this world. So God actually has made us friends with the help of Facebook. So, in fact, literally speaking, I have no idea about this great lady living in Sweden, and she also doesn't know about me. Maybe God has made us friends. So, one important thing I would like to share with you, this great lady has adopted one of our poorest students in our school. Her name is Prasunamba. A long time ago, it's 2017 something around. She started funding the Prasunamba. Prasunamba at present is pursuing her engineering second year, and she is still getting the financial support from this great lady. So Prasunamba and our institution and me personally always grateful to Nina for her great heart. And so I am so thankful to you from the bottom of my heart. I'm always grateful to you for your kind gesture. I would like to introduce my students. At the same time, students, I can tell you one thing. I don't know whether I can greet my sister or my brother or any other friend every day morning, but I can't start my day without greeting Nina because that's how it has become a part of my life to greet you. So if I miss something, if I miss one day, I feel there is something missing in that day. So next day I realize that I greet you. So that's how you have become a part of my life. So happy. So students, this is the a real example of friendship. Even though she is in Sweden, even though I'm in India, our friendship still continues and it has been continuing for the last 10 years. I'm sure that it will last for a long time, as long as we live in this universe.
And may I also add that it's possible only because we can speak a common language. Because without English, it wouldn't have been possible for us to communicate at all. So that's a good reason to learn languages, and English in particular.
Absolutely. Guys,
that Salvi, I am studying 7th grade. Can I ask one question, ma'am?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, ma'am.
Thank you.
How does Sweden's welfare system support its citizens throughout their lives?
Well, in Sweden, when you work, you pay taxes, as in many other countries. In Sweden, we pay 30% of our income, which means that our currency, the money we have, is kronor. If I earn 100 kronor, I have to pay 30 kronor to the state, to Sweden. But I get a lot for those money. First of all, when a child is born, the parents can stay at home with their kid, with their little child, their baby, for about 1.5 years, and they get 80% of their income. So we can stay at home for quite a long time with our babies. We also have free schools. We don't have to pay anything from when you start until when you leave university. At university, you have to pay for the books, but nothing else. So there are no fees when you go to school. You also get free school lunch. If I have to go to hospital and maybe I need surgery, or if I need treatment for a long time and I have to spend many weeks or even months in hospital, I don't have to pay anything extra for that. Normally you pay a fee when you go to an appointment to see a doctor. But if I have to spend time in hospital, I don't have to pay a lot. So I don't need any insurance. Also Social Security, such as if I lose my job, I will get money to support myself. And also if I lose my job and if I haven't got anywhere to live, society will help me to pay for my apartment and things like that. And when we get old, unfortunately, I must say, most families cannot take their old parents home and take care of them because we need to work. So then they get a place in an old people's home when they can't take care of themselves. But before that, they can get help at home from people coming to their houses and take care of them. They have to pay, but not that much. That depends on how much money they have. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, ma'am. My name is Mamata, NIT grader from ZPH School, Adavaram. I would like to ask you a question, ma'am. Can I ask?
Yes.
Here my question is, why is Sweden considered one of the most gender equal countries in the world?
Why? I don't really know, but I think that our society and the politicians in our country, they think that it's important that there's an equality between men and women. And for instance, I said before that when you have a baby in Sweden, you can stay at home for 1.5 years. And there's maybe not a law, but it's said that the dads need to take 30 or 3 months, so 90 days out of these days that you have parental leave, to make sure also the fathers stay at home and take care of their kids. So that's a way to make it more equal between men and women. If we take a look at politicians in Sweden, it's I looked it up today actually to know the numbers, and if you take politicians at the lowest level in our municipalities, the different parts of Sweden, there are 40% women and 60% men. So it's not 50-50, but it's pretty good, I think. We also have an authority in Sweden for equality that checks if our society is equal and make sure it is. And even though we want it to be equal, it's still not perfect. Even today, if we have the same job, often men have higher wages. They earn more money than women do. So it's not totally equal, but it's getting better and better. And we have also quite many female bosses at different companies.
Thank you,
ma'am.
Hello, Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, ma'am.
Thank
I am
you.
an 8th grader. Can I ask you a question, ma'am?
Yes, of course.
What role does environmental consciousness play in Swedish daily life and policy making?
I think many Swedes are very aware of the difficulties for our environment and that we need to do something and we need to do it fast. So many people are very aware of this and many people try to do as much as they can. So there are some organizations in Sweden that work for the environment, for instance. They try to improve our nature. They try to help species, both plants and animals that are in danger of extinction. People in Sweden try to build houses that are more environmentally friendly. We also, as in my house and in every house in Sweden, we have we sort our garbage. So under the sink, we have different buckets where we sort. We have paper packages in one, plastic in another one. We have the organic, like leftovers from our dinners and things like that in one, metal and glass. And then we have a special trash bin where we put everything and there comes a special truck and pick it up. Or as in here where I live now, we have to walk to a special station where there are containers. And people actually do that. They don't throw it away. They actually sort it and they go to those places to throw it in the correct container. So it's important to us. Also, I think many Swedes buy secondhand, both clothes, furniture, things like that, books. It's kind of fashionable. I think it's many influencers also tell us to do that. I don't know how it's in your country, but here it's kind of well, it's kind of modern to buy secondhand here to help the environment. Yeah, and in Sweden we don't throw any garbage in the nature. If you go on a picnic and you have things, packages and things, bottles maybe, you pick it up. Either you throw it in a waste bin that are placed all over everywhere. But if you're in the forest, for instance, you bring it home. You don't leave it there. And if I see someone else leave something, I pick it up and bring it to my home to throw it.
Yeah, it's a collective responsibility to keep the environment clean.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we were taught from we were little that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, definitely.
I am a 6th grader. Nice to meet
Hello.
you.
Nice to meet you.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, of course.
How does Sweden's approach to education foster independence and creativity in students?
Well, actually, as I said, I have been a teacher for more than 30 years. And I think that recently, the last few years, I think that students do not take as much responsibility as they used to do. I don't really know why, but many students do not want to study. They are forced to come to school because we have a compulsory school for 9 years. After that, almost 100% go on studying for another 3 or 4 years. But many students do not want to come to school. They do not want to study. They want it the simple way, and they want teachers to do many things. So I asked your teacher why you have this lesson so late, and I understand that this is voluntarily. You do it because you want to learn, Is that so?
Ma'am.
Yes. In Sweden, instead, if you fail a test, you ask your teacher, when can I do it again? And maybe you didn't study the first time because you know that you'll always get a second chance and a third chance and a fourth chance. So actually, our students are kind of spoiled, I think. And the teachers keep on running after them with those, oh, you have to come now, you have to come now. And they're like, well, yeah, we'll see, maybe. So I don't think there's been a change, I think. There's always been students like that, but there are quite many nowadays, I think. Well, and also you measure the results, the grades that kids get in every country. And recently our grades are actually getting down, especially in maths. So we have a problem in Sweden, I think.
So maybe it's a overall the scenario. I think even India also after COVID-19, I think there has been a significant change I have noticed in the behavior of the students. Maybe it's a world phenomenon. I think it's not just in Sweden, in everywhere.
No. And I also think that how parents bring up their kids. When I was a kid, it was a little bit tougher. You had to obey your parents. You had to do what they said. You would never say anything against the teacher or but nowadays it's like even parents come after us saying, well, my kid has bad grades. You have to do something. It's not actually my problem if the kid doesn't want to learn. But it has become the teacher's problem. So yeah. Hello, I'm fine. How are you? Nice to meet you.
I am fine, ma'am. Thank you. My name is Nitvika. I am an 8th grader from GPHS School, Ailavaram. Here, I would like to ask you a question, ma'am. Can I ask you?
Yes, sure.
Why is trust in government and institutions so high in Swedish society?
Well, I think because we know that we can always find out what politicians do. There's a transparency. Journalists in Sweden do a great job to watch and to write everything about the different authorities, the government, and the politicians. We have something that we call freedom of press, which means that journalists can write almost anything, and their job is actually to find issues that are not good for our society. So if we have a politician who doesn't do a good job, the journalist has to reveal that and to write about it. Also, we have something called freedom of opinion. So you have right to have your own opinion, and you have also the freedom of speech. You are free to speak your opinion freely without getting imprisoned or anything like that. So I think that's one of the reasons. Also, it's not possible to bribe a policeman in Sweden, or a teacher, or a military. It's very, very unusual. And if I do manage to bribe a policeman, for instance, a journalist would find out and write about it, and it would be a big headline about that. So I think, yeah.
Is outside your home?
Yep. Now I have moved, as you know. So you have seen my garden where I used to live.
Yeah.
And then I lived in the forest. Now I live in a in a village with neighbors. Oh, it's sunny today. Now I can't see anything. I hope you can, because the sun is shining in my screen.
Yeah. So
Can you see anything?
yes, we see your garden, so nice, so well maintained, I think.
It's yeah. As you can see, we've been out yesterday.
Yeah.
You can see the wheelbarrow. That's our house. That's
Yeah.
my dog. Maybe you can see her. It's a strange breed. She hasn't got any fur. It's a Mexican hairless dog.
Yeah.
Hi, come.
Hi. Nirna, actually, at what time the sunset takes place in your country?
You know, in the summer, it doesn't set for many hours, but now when it's still spring, I think at about 9 p.m.
9 p.m. Wow.
Yes. So, and I get up at 5:30 a.m. and then the sun is already up. So there we have many hours of sunlight now, but in the winter it's very dark.
Yeah, I do know that. Maybe you have the experience of witnessing the sun even the midnight.
Not here in the south, but if you go north, and I haven't been that far north in Sweden, but there you have the sun's up 24 hours during the summer, in the midsummer.
Yes, and I have a few questions. You have a fresh water, fresh air, density of population is also very low.
Yes.
How many people live per square kilometers?
We are 25.8 inhabitants per square kilometer.
Wow, that's very low when compared to India.
Yes.
I have a few more questions. To cook the food, what kind of energy do you use to cook the food? Is it gas or electricity or any other source?
Mainly electricity, but some houses use gas instead, but it's not common. You can see my kitchen here, maybe.
Yeah, I can see.
So yes, we mainly use electricity.
Okay, but what about drinking water? Does the government provide the drinking water free of cost, or do you have to buy?
You have to pay for it, but you can drink the water directly from the tap, so you don't have to boil it or anything. And most cities have good water, but like in my house, my summer house now, I have my own well because it's so far away from a village.
Okay.
So I have my own well, and so I pay nothing, but otherwise you have to pay. Okay.
So Sweden, as per my knowledge, it's a corruption-free country. At the same time, there is a hardly any crime seen in your country. If someone lose a purse or something like that in the way they go to office or their workplace, maybe you will find out the purse or wallet that you lose again on your way back home. Does anyone?
Well,
yes.
It depends. Actually, we've had some problems with gang criminality the last few years, because there are quite a lot of drugs in Sweden nowadays. So there are criminal gangs trying to get areas where they want to sell their drugs, and they fight. But yeah, it's true that it might be that maybe it's not, my purse is not there, but someone might have seen it and went with it to the police station. So I can always go there and ask, have you seen my purse? So yeah, there are many honest people, but there are also dishonest people in Sweden.
So here in Sweden, everybody has their own car to go to their workplace.
Yes, because not everyone. Because if you live in a city, you can take the bus or you can go by train or subway. But many people in Sweden live far away from a city, or maybe have to travel far to go to their job, and maybe there are no buses, no trains. So actually, even though you don't want to own a car because of the environment, for instance, sometimes you are forced to, because there is no other way to go to work.
Okay. So what comes to my mind here, my last question. So what is the retirement age for the teachers in Sweden?
Right now it's 65 years, but I have a few years before I retire, and before then the age will be 67 years instead. So I'm unlucky. I have to keep on working for another 2 years. But you can go when you are 65, but you and also even a couple of years earlier. But then you don't get as much money, because that's also a thing that has to do with our system in this society, that you get money when you retire. So my son doesn't have to take care of me when I'm old. I will get money from society.
That's really interesting. Here is my last question. What kind of schools are popular in Sweden, public or private?
Most schools are public. There are private schools, but public schools are most common.
Okay, thank you so much, Nina, for your time, and we thoroughly enjoyed. We wind up this session. May I request you to give a message to my students and the teachers as well?
Well, as I said before, I think getting to know a language is really, really, really good. It opens up the world for you. You will have so many opportunities to maybe travel, and you don't have to travel. As you see, we have never met in person, and still I can see what it looks like in India, and I can send pictures from Sweden. So we kind of travel in each other's countries. So and I think it's a good thing that you attend these lessons, even though it's late and you might be tired. So good job.
Thank you so